Peace, everybody. Welcome to Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch.
Rob Jerome.
And today, we're going to answer a question. One of our viewers wanted to know how we felt about the outcome of the Guillermo Rigondeaux fight that happened last night on out in Macau, China. Now, his opponent, I'm going to be honest with you, can't pronounce his name. The only memory I had of him is way back on the Mosley Vargas 2 undercard when Daniel Ponce de Leon knocked him out in under a minute and had him spread eagle face first on the canvas. But since then, he reeled off 37 straight wins, all back at home. His only two losses were when he left Thailand to Ponce de Leon. And so this time he left Thailand to China and probably faced the best fighter he ever fought in Rigondeaux. Now, if you haven't seen the fight, it's only like 2 minutes long, so go find it on YouTube. Maybe I'll put a link to it below. But basically, he was getting sharp shot to death. There was a clash of heads. He goes down, gets back up. They touch gloves. Rigondeaux hits him immediately with a two-piece combo. Fight's over. A lot of the announcers, I watched it in Spanish and in English, and both of them immediately brought up Mayweather-Ortiz. Now, before I give you my personal opinion and my opinion from in-ring experience, I'm gonna let Rob let y'all know how he feels about it.
Shit happens. Protect yourself at all times.
Okay. Now, being someone who has competed before, like Rob said, is protect yourself at all times. When the ref says fight, that means fight. That doesn't mean go hug your opponent. Doesn't mean touch gloves. They tell you before to touch gloves because you don't have to when they say fight. If one person wants to fight and one person wants to touch gloves, that's the touch gloves person's fault because it's time to fight. Now, when I went to touch gloves, I would do so with my guard up, and immediately as soon as we touch gloves, I would retreat out the way just in case somebody wanted to hit me because I didn't want to be caught off guard. And I wanted to be ready to fight when it was time for me to be ready to fight. So if you're not ready to fight and you're going to touch gloves with somebody, you might want to be prepared to either get out of the way or put your hands up. This guy tried to put his hands up, but Rigondeaux was too fast for him. Now, with the Mayweather-Ortiz situation, it's actually pretty different because they had time. Well, it really isn't different because the ref called time. But in that moment that he called time, they touch gloves twice. Ortiz gives him a kiss on the cheek. And then the ref says fight, and he goes to hug him again. Ref said fight. Why are you still trying to hug me? You already touched my gloves. You kissed me on the cheek after you headbutted me. So, basically, I feel completely disrespected. And the ref said fight. So I'm going to punch you in the face. I don't care if you're not ready. The ref said fight. You should have been ready. Same thing with this guy. So, people like, oh, that was a sucker punch, blah, blah, blah. No. I'll give you another analogy. Football and basketball. Do you honestly think that Tom Brady is going to wait for a star cornerback if Richard Sherman is looking at the sideline and Tom Brady's ready to snap and he sees that? You think he's going to wait like, oh, Richard's not ready, let me wait until he gets ready? No, he's going to snap the ball and throw it immediately at the receiver that Richard Sherman's not looking at. If Michael Jordan is inbounding the ball and he sees that somebody is not paying attention, where do you think that ball's going? Why is it any different in a fight?
Now, this is my thought on it. The guy he fought, Saad, and I just look young something.
Look young something toy. Something.
Yeah, yeah.
I shouldn't even try it. I'm sorry for mispronouncing his name.
But I've watched at least 2 or 3 other fights, one being Daniel Ponce de Leon. He has a habit of tapping gloves. Before the round, during other rounds, whatever. I know you want to be a good sportsman, and you can be.
There's a time and a place for it, though.
There's going to be an opportunity that says, all right, if you want to, but he said fight. Now, Rigondeaux, this was his last fight on Top Rank's under the Top Rank banner. He is now a free agent. They disrespected him, but not putting him on a major network like did they replay the Shaming fight?
Yeah, they did. That was on HBO too.
And they was like, well, we're not gonna put you on that. We're gonna put you on Unimas. Okay.
Yeah, he was on an undercard under 2 other fighters, and he's a world champ.
And beat other pound for pound fighters. At that point, he probably feels disrespected. So in his mind, he was probably like, okay, I'm gonna thumb my nose up at you, and I'm gonna get this guy out of here in the worst possible way. I'm gonna knock him out. It's gonna be ugly.
And it was.
And now he doesn't have to deal with that. He's free to go to Star Boxing or DeBello or Golden Boy, or just operate as a free agent. Shoot, I can see him going to like Cotto Promotions or was it Productions or whatever Miguel Cotto's.
Yeah.
I can see him going somewhere else than dealing with Top Rank and possibly not dealing with Golden Boy. Sure, he might go to Mayweather Promotions for all we know.
Yeah. Well, he's going to end up somewhere that's not Top Rank. Hopefully he gets some good fighters that are going to engage him and make him look good, like this last fight. Maybe like my man Santa Cruz, he'd have to go to Golden Boy for that. But the main question was, how do we feel about him punching him in the face immediately after tapping gloves? I think he should have done it. I do think he should have.
I don't feel one way or the other.
Yeah. He should have been ready. But no, he wasn't ready.
And it could have been anyone else.
Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is. Like I said, I gave you the football and the basketball analogy. If somebody's not ready, go for it. That's their fault for not being ready.
As long as it's within the rules of the sport.
Right. And the ref said fight, so it's time to fight. That's it, guys. That's how we feel about it. We got the comment section for how you feel about it. You can also hit us up on Facebook, Capital of Combat, Google+, same name, capitalcombat@gmail.com if you have any questions. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
This is round 1 and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and gone. My fists are on fire, I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage, keep thinking that it's a game. I kick crime, hurricane, I told them I don't play, I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.